right-hand side in the blue, hailing from Russia. One of the youngest and most talented players in the scene. His name, JohnnyCage.
With the altar downwards, looks like he's anticipating a creep lord, as you know most players facing VortiX would, and I think he's gonna want to shoot to creep the mercenary camp up first. The best way to deal with that, the best creep route by far against creep lord on this map. You do the mercenary camp, then the small green, and then you go straight to expo. He does not scout. He goes for it regardless. Sometimes, you know, when you do a first big camp like this, it's a little bit more encouraging to maybe keep that extra footman for a bit more damage, but he wanted to make sure he knew what was happening, and he's kind of stalking that creep lord right now. Kind of like blade those.
AM takes a lot of damage here at the beginning. That perhaps not perfect. Gets the first item though, and gets good experience here. Crystal Ball. Well, that wasn't what he was hoping for, but he has a good scout. Also, what is noticeable is a scout tower in the main extremely early on. Is that something normal to see so quickly?
Yeah, if you think there's going to be aggression, like we've seen undeads, you know, earlier in the side series, attack the main and the expo at the same time, so it can be very helpful to have that arcane tower. So yeah, he's going to morph that and just be extra safe against any kind of attack that would be headed the way of his main. Which means that you can leave more units at the expo instead to defend there more effectively when the undead comes. But VortiX is setting up a big creepjack. If JohnnyCage starts creeping the expansion now, JohnnyCage hasn't sent militia to the expo yet. This is really weird.
Through the spells, get rid of two beetles, skeletons, but the beetles, that's what I wanted to say, are still here. Only one last hit required for the level 2 on the Crypt Lord. Would love to get this water elemental. Johnny trying to evade the surround. Whew, that was close, but the water elemental will go to the Crypt Lord, and that is finally level 2. Oh my god, these footies.
No.
So many footies getting surrounded.
Oh my god.
Like 3 footies trapped or something.
He's gonna go for the surround of the Archmage with the impale. He gets it. And JohnnyCage is still not expanding. He has to town portal back home. It's an absolute disaster. VortiX's expansion already more than halfway through done.
At least that was a lot of mana out of the Crypt Lord. He's low HP as well, so this next militia move-in should then lead to the expansion. But it is a delayed expansion. Interesting situation, right? It's a delayed expansion, but no peasants died at all. So is that better than a faster expansion with fewer peasant losses?
I don't think so, but yeah, it just feels like it's so delayed now. Ideally for JohnnyCage now, VortiX will overextend, but he's about to try and attempt to steal on the Magi. He doesn't get it, but he gets the item. So he takes that away from JohnnyCage, who now gets level 3. And yeah, VortiX is going to start mining from the expo right now. He didn't quite go for a Necropolis there, and he wasn't making acolytes for a while, so his tech is still going to be quite a bit delayed.
The thing is, Johnny is pretty strong right now, especially if he gets the next Shadow Priest. Or is this the second one already? It might be. VortiX keeps up the pressure. Wants to go for the Impale Surround, this time on the Berserker. He's going to get that one. The Crypt Lord, though! One more hit and he's going to die. Can the AM reach? Oh, he doesn't chase after him. The AM could have gotten this kill if he had followed. Sorry, I forgot the TP. Excuse me, Todd. Oh, I got caught up right there. Normally, we see undead selling the TP, but here he actually kept it. So that is what could have saved him. Anyways,
yeah, he sold the altar instead. He sold the altar, so he has to remember making it. We've seen a lot of undeads being guilty of forgetting to remake that altar.
And the lumber for Johnny is still looking good. The peasant count in the main, healthy. He could start the tier 2 very, very soon. And that might not be too far behind the undead's tech then.
Yeah, remember that JohnnyCage has no town portal, so it could be risky if he goes deep, but his actual fighting army right now is looking much stronger than that of VortiX. Archmage gets another ghoul. And this was where Side really struggled when he played against Blade earlier. This counter-attack with Water Elemental level 2. We see the altar restarted now for VortiX. He needs to set up the defense here. Brings a lot of ghouls. He bought a Ritual Dagger, but hasn't been able to use it yet.
You see the strength of the Water Elementals against ghouls always looking good. Good micro on the ghouls though, pulling them back. Johnny's forgetting about the tech. That's really painful. He went for a lumber mill before the tech, which is kind of questionable, and he's forgetting about the tech after. So this is at least half a minute, maybe a minute later of a tech than he could have had, and it's starting to fall quite a bit behind. Now finally tier 2 starts for Johnny, a little later than he could have. And yeah, that is quite a lot faster of a tech for VortiX, and trademark VortiX play. 4 crypts coming up, a lot of ghouls and gargs soon to say hello.
Yeah, he loves that style. VortiX was a Zerg player in StarCraft 2, and we saw him being extremely good with Zergling, Banelings, and Mutalisks, and it kind of, I guess, looked like the normal transition here on WarCraft 3 to play with this style. He's just so damn good at it. He understands the timing. Like if he goes into Gargs and he finally gets countered, then he'll transition into a lot of ghouls instead. And it's something that, if not detected, can be extremely strong. And right now, JohnnyCage is so busy pressuring the Expo, he's not even thinking about what's being made in the main base.
Crypto finally got that level 3. Took forever, but now he's got it. He's got the level 2 beetles. Not that much mana to work with, but on tier 2, of course, mana potions will become available. So many ghouls. And I wonder if Johnny already realizes it's going to be this mass ghoul play, because this is a suspiciously high amount of ghouls.
Yeah, he's seen no fiends. That's a big tell that something strange is going on right now. I'm surprised he hasn't checked the main base, at least not that I could see, because he doesn't have the crystal ball anymore. And yeah, 4 gargoyles being produced at the time here.
Oh, these guard tower timings. What are they going to be like? Are they going to be ready in time? Gargoyles not out yet. And the first guards should be ready. Another Shadow Priest dies in the middle. AM very close to level 4. He's about to get it here.
Oh, does VortiX actually hide that he's going Gargs? No, he's sending them out immediately. So I think he's going to try and kill as many mercenaries as he can and then try and bust down these towers.
Alright, here we have the Gargs. Finally an Impale ready now again, but you can't kill the AM. He's got the Tele Staff if he actually does land in a surround. And 4 towers standing, soon to be at the Expo, is looking quite secure. Do we have Masonry coming in as well? No. That might be a good idea.
Yeah. I think he should definitely look to try and get that. Maybe he thinks he doesn't have time for it to complete before it would become really relevant in the game. What second hero?
Tier 3.
Yeah, what second hero?
Without a second hero? Johnny! That's looking risky, my friend.
It's kind of hard like to decide what you go for here, because if you go Panda, like yes, you have some damage, but I think the game will be decided often before you can get him level 3. You won't have Storm Bolts. A big Impale here lands on the Berserker. He gets to surround. VortiX diving on top of those mercenaries, and now he's going to get the cancel on that one tower.
The AM is around to defend. Cryptlord out of mana now for the time being. This is Cryptlord solo style, by the way. This is what we already saw by VortiX last year. We saw it against Hawk. We saw it against someone else that I forget. Hawk was looking good for a while, but at some point it was just so many ghouls, so many gargs, they were able to overwhelm. Expansion's looking secure with those 4 towers. The main with only 2, a little bit less the case. And we see Workshop coming up. One single one to go into Gyros. And a Panda, by the way. But doesn't he need like a second Workshop?
Yeah, he does. I think he's going to get that eventually here. He has the economy right now. Maybe not macroing as well as he should be. Could already start some upgrade. Like the economy of JohnnyCage hasn't been damaged at all this game, really. Like, yes, he took the Expo a little late, but other than that, it's been pretty clean. And now he's really worried about those Gargs headed for the main. But as soon as the second guard tower completes here, it's going to be so much safer already. Remember, like, especially if you see the movement, look, he's already surrounding his own tower. So he should be able to save that here.
And it does finish in time. This is a big commitment by VortiX. He might lose a lot of units right here. Oh, great gargoyle movement, though. I almost saved all of them. Flies them back in. Heal scroll used. Protection scroll. This is pretty much all in by VortiX. He has to break all these towers. Otherwise, this game is lost. He is going to break the towers, but can he beat the army after?
Flak cannon's about to complete. That's going to be the first flying machine on the way here from that workshop. I'm surprised he's not getting like rifles or something like that here to help support this. I'm sure as Tier 3 finishes, JohnnyCage will want to start a Paladin as well. Tier 3 has felt useless so far for him to get. The second workshop is up at the Expo. He needs to start kiting with flying machines.
A lot of of gargoyles about to fall. The Cryptlord, by the way, also extremely hurt. He's going to TP out. Gargoyle saves. Magnificent. So many Garg saved, low HP. But how is he going to heal him up? I guess time for Sacrificial Dagger. Sacrificial Dagger healing up Gargs. I don't think I've seen that before. Ritual Dagger, excuse me. Still haven't bought it too many times yet.
Ritual Pit. Sorry. Cryptlord 4.5 now. Oh, actually 4.7. Do you even go, I mean, it's like a lot of Flame Machines. Maybe you go Beetles level 3 here to try and overwhelm the ground. I like that he goes
the
to
Cryptlord!
Merchant, but he needs to invuln ASAP.
That heal scroll, whoo, sick value. But the Panda comes in with the breath, perhaps a little fast on the trigger. Maybe should have waited a little bit longer for more Gargs to come into range. Gyros faster than Gargoyles, but not by much. Gargs want to upgrade. Oh my god, look at all these Gargoyles, man! Look at all this experience up in the air!
Oh, the Panda has a Breath of Fire. Doesn't land on the Gargs. The Gargs are trying to fly away out of there. Panda gets surrounded. I don't think he's going to transfer Town Portal, and Panda is going to go down, which should be level 5. Oh my god!
Is he though? Oh my god. It's going to run away! And the Cryptlord is the one in trouble as well. Don't have a breath at the moment. This AM, by the way, 1 kill away from level 5. I think Johnny's got this.
Oh, the Flame Machines found the Gargs at the expo. Oh my god, he's going to get so much XP from this. Panda dies at level 2. Archmage is already level 5. This Cryptlord is so elusive. He's trying to go around with the Archmage to intercept.
It's going to force the Invul Potion, but he could just stick around through the Invul. This must be the kill. Tons of XP for the AM. Unless a sick Ghoul block. Can he save his first hero? I don't think so. Boots of Speed. Todd, we see it again. The boots. Winning games.
A town is under siege.
Well, perhaps, yeah. It's looking pretty good right now for him. VortiX still with 55 supply, though, against 34. Turns back around the other way. The Ghoul coming in for the block.
Oh my god, does he actually save this one?
He messes it up. Oh,
he actually saves the Cryptlord, man. That's sick.
The jukes, man.
Really good region, of course, on that Cryptlord with 38 strength. And he calls it! The hero survives, but the game is lost. And Johnny with the 1-0. The mass Ghoul, mass Crypt style doesn't work out here. And Johnny's looking good, looking solid. When that early game was so weird.
Yeah, what an unconventional game this was. You don't see quite a few games like this, I can tell you. This expo so late, then this Garg all-in that pretty much nobody plays anymore, but VortiX. Crazy back and forth, both players with great moves. Of course, this 4-footman surround. I'm not even sure if that was the greatest move in the end, as everything was kind of low afterwards. Cryptlord never came online, and the Panda was a good addition. But so many moments for the highlight videos. We give Mr. Out of WarCraft a couple of moments to save them all, and then we're back with map number 2. Super promising. It's VortiX vs JohnnyCage.
Johnny's so good.
Here's Johnny and VortiX and Neo, Remo, and Todd with map number 2. Last Refuge is up next, boys.
And I like the chances here for Johnny. Looked really good on map 1. Echo can be pretty tough if you're stuck in a normal game and you can't creep in the late game, MK and Pally. But Last Refuge, I think that's one of the best maps for human versus Crypt Lord. I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't vetoed by VortiX. He vetoed Concealed instead. And I gotta say, I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, I can hear in your voice. You got a proper man crush on Johnny, Remo. Like I know it used to be a Blade, and then Blade didn't show up to a couple tournaments, and now it's all about Johnny, isn't it? You just moved on this fast, didn't you?
He is super good. I love seeing these new faces in the scene, which have this great promise and are really talented. We saw that before in China with players like Hug, Pepe Hands, and also Dice is super fun to follow. But Johnny, I think he's been looking really good. He's been improving a lot. He was already one of the most confident players against Crypt Lord before the nerfs, and now he seems to know exactly how to deal with it. I think this guy has a great future. I hope he's gonna have a lot of time to put into the game here in this season.
Remo is probably the only person on planet Earth that is still mentioning Hulk in 2021.
Perhaps he doesn't move on as fast as I thought. He takes it away. By the way, Colorful's playing really good these days.
Yeah. Remo not even smirking, like
player.
100% super serious, not giving me anything on this. Yeah, you.
I had to make sure we got the right teams in the lobby. Someone's gotta take care of it.
Yeah, someone. We got admins for that. We got peons for that, Remo.
Yeah, you would have missed it. You would have missed it. That's why I'm here.
We don't miss the second game as VortiX is facing the lower bracket here. Are we getting another 3-mapper as we had in Sonic and Thorzane? Can the Matador strike back, or will it be the Johnny show? That's the question, guys. Last Refuge, you are kind of skeptical for the Undead success here, but man, if one guy can do it, it's certainly VortiX. And let's see how this goes.
Got Johnny in the bottom left. This is his map pick. VortiX had the first map pick, which was Echo. And this one, the second now, Last Refuge. I am not surprised. The reason why this map is really good against Crypt Lord is you can go for a Merc camp pull very quickly. You can also do that on Echo Isles, of course, but here you get a lot more experience. You also get the mercenaries right away, and you get a big item. Then you can follow up with the green into the natural, get a fast level 3, have a couple of good items if you're lucky, and even beyond that, creeping to level 4 isn't that hard. And then again, with that footy, AM3 or 4, and Merc push, you can do real damage against the Undead. That's usually the way it goes early, but depending on how aggressive players want to be early, especially VortiX, things could also shift a little.
You already covered all the theory of human against undead, so I feel like I should talk about something else. JohnnyCage's nickname, it's pretty interesting. Like a fighter, a pretty cool guy, and his other nickname right now that he's using in-game, Boyka. You ever watch Boyka in Disputed?
No, I was wondering what that name means. What, Boyka?
It's a fighter.
Disputed?
It's a fighter in the movie. He's played by Scott Adkins. He's Russian, I think. You need to watch that, man. You gotta study your lore on JohnnyCage so you can make movie references.
Bro, me as a big fanboy, I do have to do that. Study up on it. Do you know? I mean, you're kind of involved with the scene. Does he do any kind of boxing, fighting, MMA kind of stuff, or is he just like a fan?
Not that I know of, no. But he's studying right now. He's in an academy to become a policeman, so maybe there's some combat training as well in that.
He's definitely looking fierce so far. Map 1 was all Johnny. He's gonna go for some mercenaries early. What's the big item? Can be a huge impact. Lionheart of Stormwind, not bad. Not the greatest though. Earlier today, what was that game? I think I saw a game of the Chinese Cup that was going on, Sedum Cup, and an AM there got robe early. And dude, I swear, half the game was won by that row of the Magi. Can be so crazy good early. But yeah, gonna continue at the green. Call the militia again, expand, while we have the Crypt Lord expanding right away and being super aggro early. That could come as a surprise. But Johnny's got the tower ready, so he's considered that option, I guess.
Yeah, the tower is there to defend against this kind of rush, but this rush is there to slow down the expansion, much like he did last game, VortiX. He actually did a pretty good job, I thought, so far in the early game last game. It's just that this 4 crit Garg, it isn't all-in, and against a player as solid as JohnnyCage, it's very hard to pull off, especially against the new repair rate, as we saw, which came into play.
All right, who's going to take more damage here? AM coming back to the main to defend. Kind of. Oh, he stops halfway. That's a little bit of a bummer. Cryptlord gets 2. Doesn't have much mana left. The main army, if you want to call it that, finishes the camp over here. But there's 3 ghouls lying in wait. And they have the perfect timing to assault these peasants in just a moment. But the attack into the main didn't look that scary. It was like 1 or 2 peasants going down. Not the end of the world, really.
Yeah, he's injured some of them, so maybe he can follow up later to try and kill some more. But yeah, ghouls at the expo now are gonna kill more peasants. And JohnnyCage is not reacting really fast in sending new peasants. Okay, there we go. He sends militia to the expo. But yeah, so that expo being massively slowed down. But as we saw in a lot of the games today of Cryptlord against Human, it's the counter attack you really need to worry about here if you're VortiX.
Surrounding the Berserker. This would be a big kill. Very important to try to keep this one alive. Not only is it lots of your damage output, it's also really big experience. 85 XP for the Cryptlord if he gets the kill. But Berserker will survive and get healed up. But the Ghoul run by squad is ready again, and VortiX doing a good job keeping Johnny on his heels. The expansion, by the way, for the Undead was delayed, but it's going to finish now in a moment.
Yeah, VortiX really trying to play aggressive. He's trying to punish a JohnnyCage if he was to move out of position, even for just a moment. But JohnnyCage has been really careful. He stayed on his side of the map. I think he's close enough to save pretty much everything here.
Very fast with the peasants as well, right? They take 1 hit and he immediately moves them. Very important to minimize damage as much as he can. Berserker is probably gonna go down now. Is that level 3 for the Cryptlord? Not quite. It's gonna get him close though, but it's gonna come at a price. 2 ghouls also gonna go down. So it's 85 versus 80 XP. It's pretty even trade, and that is level 4 AM. It's gonna be tons of Water Elementals here soon.
Yeah, and it's also super beneficial for the Shadow Priest because the mana replenishes quicker. So you have Abolish to work with. You got plenty of heals. VortiX finally... Wait. You made an extra Acolyte at the expo. What?
Players' forces are under attack.
Well, gonna be a bit of backup, I guess. I just saw a second ago that Johnny was missing the 5th peasant in the mine for a little bit, so he's behind by a good 250 gold. That's certainly noticeable here in this early.
Yeah, not ideal. He's still playing very conservative with his army, leaving it at the expo. I like that he bought a staff. Even if he gets surrounded here, he can just staff out.
Unless
if he gets surrounded before Impale is used, though, yeah, that would be danger.
Ooh, but again, the boots. The boots, Todd. Wonderful.
You mean the best item in the game?
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh,
Well,
the Archmage?
That would be Orb of Fire, of course.
Oh, he got him. Okay, never mind. He can easily break out.
Yeah, and this is that's the most difficult part probably for the Cryptlord player. Trying to not take too much damage here before you have Fiends, before you have DK, before you have statues. And for Fiends you need the Graveyard. Where the hell is the Graveyard?
Yeah, I think he forgot about it. Just playing with mass ghouls. On the other side, JohnnyCage forgot to tech for a little bit, but not too long, so he finally now starts tech, but he's quite a bit behind than the tech of VortiX for sure.
Players' forces are under attack.
He gets out the D-spell before he dies. That's some value right there. And again, another ghoul goes down. AM 4.5, Cryptlord 3.5. You see a clear level lead on the human side, but the tech lead on the undead side. What's better? We will have to find out. Ultra coming now, also a little late, but I think VortiX got away here with a black eye. This could have been worse. This could have been more for these ghouls dying.
Yeah. I think he needs to transition into Fiends very soon. I mean, assuming that's what he wants to play, you never really know with him. We've seen VortiX many times use Necromancers as well in the past. So if he's able to identify that his tech's ahead here, he might try to do something like that. But so far, everything's looking kind of standard.
Lots of mercs for Johnny. You got the new Troll Bros coming in, and also the Mauler and the Mud Golem. We have a bit of slow now That comes into the mix as well. Necro should be getting cancelled. And again, defending against this with only ghouls, it's so hard. And VortiX now is certainly getting punished for having such a late graveyard.
Ghoul getting caught here and slowed. Trying to get the deny. Actually, stopped running for a second, so there's going to be a bit more experience gained. Where's tier 3, VortiX? You don't have the lumber. He wants to get Slaughterhouse first. He sees all these mercenaries. He's like, okay, rushing to tier 3 is not the way here. And he's starting additional acolytes.
Alright, comes in with the ghoul defense. He needs to get a lot of kills here, VortiX does, and get level 4 on the Crypt Lord. The thing is, AM might very well get level 5 over here. But the Berserker would be a big pickoff. And he's going to get that one as well. Oh, beautiful Impale right there. But it's only level 1 Impale. Not that much damage. Berserker taken out. That was important. But level 4 still just as close as level 5 on the other side.
Yeah, now at least there's a Spirit Tower to help out. Damn, look at that Shadow Priest on the left. Running for his life. Turns around when Abolish gets out of there, looks like. Yeah, towers up in the main. Little bit paranoid here from JohnnyCage to get 2 guard towers in the main base like this blind, but after what happened game 1, can't really fault him for that.
Excellent positioning on the Mud Golem, by the way. You don't want to have him in the front line. You want to have him standing behind the footies to just spam slow and not really attack. But now with the DK out, with a bit of slow from the Halls of the Dead, seems like Johnny's going to fall back. Didn't quite get level 5, but he is so very close.
Yeah, Johnny made a lot of towers and he didn't get the first lumber upgrades very early. He only started it when he had started Castle. So he's not working with too much lumber. It's going to be hard for him to get the double workshop quickly after the double sanctum, but I guess he doesn't need that for a long time because VortiX's own tier 3 was like really delayed anyway.
And here, if he gets 1 or 2 beetles, that's going to be it. It's going to be level 5 AM, and then those Watch Elementals again can buy tons of time. Last hit on the big Ogre Magi goes to the Crypt Lord. But the DK got slowed from the Mud Golem. MK is coming in. This should be the kill, unless he transfers the TP. And he does give the TP over. Oof. Mauler even survives. And AM can get level 5 from the rest of the camp.
Yeah, really unfortunate to find Squirrel the Beast here. If he had had an Invuln or greater healing, he could have just stayed and fought through this one, killed a lot more units, especially those mercenaries. They give a lot of XP, remember? But Archmage is about to get 5 from this little trapper here.
Dude, this Mud Golem, by the way, is still alive. He spammed all of his slows with the Brilliance Aura. Insane efficiency. He finally dies, but this might did a great job. DK needs to be careful there as well. Heal Potion will be there to save him once more. He's very close now to level 2. Is the Death Knight. Aura would be a huge upgrade. But look at those Water Elementals, man. Look at them Water Torrents. Taking out statues would be the best thing that Johnny could do right now.
Yeah, ghouls have no business being here at all here. They need to get the hell out of there. JohnnyCage actually went straight into a breaker here. Didn't quite go for any priests first. He's skipping priests entirely despite getting the Dispel upgrade.
Or he's just getting slaughtered. He's got a lot of gold though. Block with the MK. He's got a Stormbolt in just a second. And that might be the hero kill then this time. Statue needs to heal. Needs to heal over time, but it's not good enough. DK dies. Level 2 for the Mountain King. Don't know what skill he's going to go for. Oh, but the AM is super surrounded. He's going to have to TP out here in just a moment. He will do so. And finally, VortiX has a moment to breathe. Almost losing 2 statues there as well.
Yeah, I mean, from there, it's such a comfortable position to be in for JohnnyCage. Already on 56 supplies, queued a ton of units. He just needs to make sure he stays on top of the upgrades because he hasn't started any so far. But yeah, creep load is slightly above 4. He's like so far away from level 5. And VortiX is lacking infrastructure here. He's missing that temple. He's only now getting it. He doesn't have an additional crypt, an additional slaughterhouse.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, he's just been playing this game from the back foot for quite a long time now. The tech lead for him was decent, but that late graveyard, those late fiends, really put him behind, and Johnny played it wonderfully. Always applying pressure, noticing that the ghouls were the weakness, and he could do so much early on. And that level 5 AM is now always going to be valuable. We have the Paladin finally coming out to creep. Mountain King. He sold the item that he got. Didn't see what it
A
was.
player's forces are under
I guess
attack.
it wasn't too good.
You know how amazing it feels to creep a merchant on this map when you have breakers? You just steal all that bloodlust. So good.
And you can do it at the red camp as well. Hell yeah. He's close to it.
And a bunch of inner fire too. 67 supply for JohnnyCage, who's now going to some flying machines. So yeah, you need to be very wary of any amount of destroyers here that there could be. And he's still powering his other heroes to higher level here. Mountain King about to get level 3. Palace already level 2. What do we get on the other sides? Legion. Feels bad, man.
This is probably just selective perception by me. But the last couple of games, it seems like Legion drops like half the time. Whereas for Johnny, Claws plus 12, honestly, that's also for him not the best item here in this late game scenario. But okay, VortiX mustering for one more big attack. This is pretty scary timing. With Destroyers, with Frenzy.
A player's
Lich level 1 only, DK3, sell something. But we have a counterattack going on the other side.
Yeah, I think maybe JohnnyCage is the one that's supposed to TP maybe a bit earlier, but he might trade. No, yeah. Okay, he's not going to trade. Just down pulse. That's going to send VortiX back. Does he want to re-engage? He's trying to get a good position. First Impale lands on all the units.
No Disease Cloud for VortiX. This would be great here to spread the poison over time. Stormbolt flying. No claps needed. It's Stormbolt and Bash, and these fiends die so fast. VortiX is getting absolutely slaughtered. No upgrades on the Knights and the Breakers, but even without, it seems to be good enough. Gyros also on 0-0. The Lich! So squishy, stands no chance. And Johnny is gonna upset the DreamHack star. Everybody's gonna be a star today.
Everybody wants to be a star, man. Yeah, it's going for a Bolt level 2 here. Super interesting. Doesn't really have much faith into the clap and the fact that it was lowered. VortiX trying to hang in there. He's trying for some desperate hero target attempt. But the DK actually might be the one that's going to have to town portal. Cripple's still working with mana, but he has barely any units. And that's it. JohnnyCage with the 2-0.